What makes you, you? And most importantly, what determines what kind of person you are? Have you ever wondered what dictates our personalities? Why some people may seem to thrive under pressure, while others may only feel at peace in a calm environment? That leads us to our big question. Are our personalities determined from birth, or are they the result of our experiences over our lifetime?
To answer our question, we looked at three things: science, pop culture, and Christian theology.
Let's begin with science. Identical twin studies are some of the strongest traits researchers use to understand personality developments.
The Jim twins, James Lewis and James Springer, were identical twins born in Ohio in 1940 and separated at just 4 weeks old. Each was adopted by a different family, and by pure coincidence, both adoptive parents named their sons James. Growing up just 40 miles apart, they had no knowledge of each other's existence until they reunited at the age of 39. When they finally met, researchers were stunned by the eerie similarities in their lives.
Both had married women named Linda, divorced, and remarried woman named Betty. They each named their first sons James Allen, drove the same model of Chevrolet, smoked the same brand of cigars, and drank the same beer. They both had law enforcement training, worked part-time as deputy sheriff, had woodworking hobbies, suffered from tension headaches, bit their nails, and even vacationed at the same beach in Florida. These uncanny parallels became a cornerstone in the Minnesota twin study, led by the psychologist Tom Bouchard, and provide compelling evidence for the strong role of genetics in shaping personality, preferences, and behavior, even when twins grow up in a completely different environment.
Psychologist Thomas Bouchard studied twins like the Jim brothers and discovered that a big part of our personality, about 40 to 6%, comes from our genes. That means things like how outgoing you are, how emotional you get, or how organized and responsible you tend to be are partly built into you from birth. Your DNA doesn't decide everything, but it sets a strong foundation for the kind of person you might become. At the beginning of the series, Zuko is driven by anger, shame, and a desperate need to regain his honor. He's aggressive, obsessed with capturing the Avatar, and blinded by the toxic legacy of his upbringing. But over time, Zuko undergoes one of the greatest character developments in animated storytelling. Through his struggles, being exiled, facing failure, meeting people outside the Fire Nation, and questioning what honor really means, Zuko begins to change. He learns empathy from his uncle, sees the cost of war, and truly begins to think for himself.
By the end, he chooses a different path, not because his bloodline changed, but because his experience reshaped his identity. Zuko becomes a man of true horror, not by birthright, but by the courage to grow and change. His story shows how the environment, choices, and relationships can transform even the most broken beginnings into something more powerful and redemptive.
So how does this relate to church history and Christian theology? Christianity teaches us that we inherit original sin, meaning we are flawed from the start. But we also believe in free will, spiritual rebirth, and grace.
The church exists to offer spiritual nurture. It's a community designed to help us grow in virtue through scripture, sacraments, and service. And today, Christians are made by what we are born with and what we allow God to do through us.
It's not either or, it's both. God designs us with potential, but the church helps us to activate this potential. So, what does this mean for our big question? Are our personalities determined from birth or from how we're raised? Well, to answer our question, it's both. We aren't fixed at birth, but we are not doomed from our environment either. You see, we are created uniquely, but also transformed continually. But most importantly, in the hands of God, we are shaped into who we are meant to be. So then I ask all of you this question: what shapes you?